You will come to a moment when no one is there. Not your family, not your friends, not your mentors. The world keeps spinning, indifferent, while the walls around you are silent. The room is cold, the air almost tangible, heavy with expectation you cannot meet. The reflection in the mirror stares back, accusing, unblinking. And for most, this moment is unbearable. Fear spikes, your chest tightens. You want someone, anyone, to tell you it will be okay, but there is no one. You freeze, you hesitate, you search for guidance. You crave applause before movement, and that is exactly where most fail. History is not kind to hesitation. Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon alone. No counsel, no cheer, no shielded hand. He acted, and in acting, became unstoppable. Napoleon moved entire armies, made impossible decisions, faced betrayal without asking permission. Machiavelli said, "A wise ruler depends only on what is within his own control." That is the essence of your moment, control stripped to its barest element. Isolation is not punishment, it is a battlefield. Every crutch you once leaned on, approval, advice, validation, is gone. The question is not if you can survive, it is if you will forge yourself, here, in the quiet, without witnesses. Will you act without guidance? Will you move when no one is watching? Most fail because they confuse dependence with safety. They imagine the world will bend to their needs. It does not. Panic rises, anxiety whispers, fear scratches at your spine. In this emptiness, the outlier sees a crucible. This is where the self is tested, stripped, reconstructed. Solitude sharpens. It exposes weakness without flinching. The room becomes a forge. Every hesitation, every doubt, every longing for comfort is a hammer shaping resolve. Dependency is not protection. It is a chain. Do this now. Sit in silence for 5 minutes, without your phone, without distraction. Notice every thought. Question it. If your mind screams for validation, write it down, but do not act on it. This is uncomfortable. Resist the urge to flee, to call, to explain. Observe it. The mind wants safety. The self that survives wants clarity. The outlier embraces clarity, moves forward alone, deliberately. Every choice is yours, every mistake yours, every victory yours. Ask yourself, who really controls your life? When the applause fades and the room empties, who is left? Only you. And in that knowledge, panic turns to focus. Emptiness becomes space. Absence becomes a gift. This is the baptism of isolation. Few endure, most retreat. But those who stay, who see the room as a battlefield, take the first step towards sovereignty. Solitude is not absence, it is presence. Presence of self, sharpened, undiluted, untouchable. Presence that prepares you for everything the world will demand. The room remains silent, but you do not. You begin. Society tells you something simple. You cannot succeed alone. You need mentors, networks, allies. You need validation, guidance, applause. And you believe it. Not because it is true, but because it is comfortable. Because it allows you to defer responsibility. Because it excuses inaction. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Spoken so often, it becomes unquestionable. But look closely. It admits weakness. It admits that your fate depends on the ambitions of others. Approval becomes a prerequisite for action. That is surrender. History favors the self-reliant. Machiavelli, a ruler's strength comes from within, not favors or mercy. Leaders did not wait for applause. They acted. They bore burdens alone. To rely on another is to dilute your vision, to cede part of yourself. Schools, corporations, social media, they all teach dependency. Approval is currency. Comfort is celebrated. Safety is seductive. But safety is the enemy of clarity. Comfort is the enemy of growth. When you depend, you surrender choice. You become predictable, small. Consider a modern example: the app developer who constantly seeks investors' approval, tweaking his vision to fit opinions. When the market shifts, the startup collapses. Guidance cannot replace decisive action. Or the content creator who waits for collaboration invites before posting. Momentum dies. Notice your own habits: craving likes, waiting for validation, measuring every move against imagined judgment. It is natural, but it is not power. Power lives in clarity, in autonomy, in moving without consent. Act when no one watches. Bear consequences alone. Discover you are enough. This is rebellion against society's myth, against comfort, against reliance. Reject validation, reject dependence, reject excuses. The mind sharpens, the field clears, possibility widens. The world becomes yours, uncluttered by expectation. Not everyone will understand. They may call it arrogance, pride, folly. But you are no longer theirs. You are your own. Independence becomes the seed for strategy, mastery, self-discipline. If you fail to act alone now, who will save you when the crowd disappears? The 0 point is a place few enter willingly. Absolute isolation. No contacts, no resources but yourself, no reflection but your own. And yet, here lies freedom. Here you are free from masters, influence, compromise. The herd fears emptiness because it mirrors dependency. The outlier sees opportunity. History favors 0 point operators. Alexander the Great acted without consensus, relying only on strategy. Nikola Tesla created innovations alone, unseen, unapproved, until recognition demanded itself. Solitude is not absence, it is a platform, a place where competence is forged, mind sharpened, focus absolute. Dependency is subtle. Emotional neediness, craving validation, seeking applause, they are cages. Seeking support repels decisive action. The 0 point exposes this. Alone, clarity emerges. Influence ends. Self-determination begins. Advantages are asymmetrical. A lone general moves faster than a committee bogged in debate. A solitary entrepreneur acts while networks argue. A thinker develops insight while the herd gossips. No distractions, no interference. Each failure, each choice, pure. Do this now. Set a 60-minute 0 point session today. No phone, no internet. Observe thoughts, plan actions, and note what emerges. Every session is mental sharpening. The 0 point is not suffering, it is presence, a battlefield of thought, strategy, self-reliance. Obsession grows, focus sharpens, skills accumulate, mastery over applause, competence over recognition. And here is the truth. The world owes you nothing. No one will catch the unprepared. But liberation lies in that realization. Absolute ownership, absolute control. The 0 point is not void. It is the place from which power rises, quietly, deliberately, irrevocably. Mini cliffhanger. Will you step into the 0 point or wait for others to decide your fate? Silence is a weapon. Not absence, not fear, but deliberate concealment. The ghost phase is when ambition is private, energy concentrated, observation sharpened. Alone, you do not broadcast intention, you do not seek approval, you do not measure yourself by others. Power is preserved unseen. Spies, generals, inventors, they succeeded in silence. Work is done while the world debates. Obsession is clarity focused to action, concentration without distraction, vision without compromise. Attention is fragile.
Shared, it fragments. Guarded, it multiplies. In silence, you observe. Timing, strategy, the movements of others. You learn patience, precision. The world cannot steal your advantage if it does not know it exists. Do this now. Pick one skill today and train it in complete isolation for 20 minutes. No phones, no notifications, only the task. You will notice your mind adapts, focus expands, power consolidates. Ghost phase is not withdrawal, it is strategy. Like a chess player studying the board, you see the terrain before commitment. When the world notices, your work is undeniable. Mini cliffhanger. Can you sit in silence long enough to gain an edge no one else sees?
Self-architecture is total responsibility. Not theory, not speeches, every action. You become your own guide, critic, discipline. Weak self, reliant on approval, confronted, disciplined, replaced by a commanding self. Machiavelli called it flexible disposition, short-term rigor for long-term sovereignty. Artist perfects craft alone. Ruler imposes clarity in chaos. Pain, grief, rejection, solitude, tools, not punishment. Sublimate them into energy, focus, competence. You grieve the version of yourself that needed others. You mourn comfort, validation, approval. Then you move forward. Every act of discipline, I am enough. Every skill learned, choice made independently, foundation. Pride, defiance, restraint, allies. Shadows integrated, not denied. Do this now. Pick one weakness today. Confront it. Make a small, deliberate improvement. Record it. Repeat daily. Small victories compound. Self-architecture is sovereignty. Observe weakness, confront it, act deliberately. Invisible, quiet, transformative. Fortress of self. Clarity, focus, purpose absolute. Mini cliffhanger. If you fail to construct yourself, who will defend you when chaos strikes? Discipline is freedom's architecture. Without external structures, impose your own. Morning negotiation. Wake. Resist comfort. Deep work blocks. Uninterrupted focus. Information diet. Curate inputs, reject noise. Evening review. Honest accounting. History favors self-rule. Generals, rulers, polymaths created systems when none existed. Feedback loop of solitude accelerates learning. Mistakes are felt, corrected. Absence of cushions forces anti-fragility. Networking is temptation as strategy. Without mastery, dependency. With mastery, optional. Competence is leverage. Self-strict on weakness, generous to results. Protocols replace crutches. Freedom found in order. Clarity, relentless progress. Do this now. Schedule one daily protocol tomorrow. Stick for 60 minutes. Track progress. Adjust. You become your own master. Mini cliffhanger. Will you allow chaos to rule or impose your sovereignty? The world rewards competence, not desperation. Support is conditional. Alliances transactional. Outlier builds first, achieves first, attracts later. Generals consolidate victories before recruiting. Inventors prove mastery before patrons. Leverage is earned, never begged. Reputation grows silently. Silence, observation, selective engagement preserve advantage. Collaboration is tool, not necessity. Isolation strategic, temporary. Competence precedes connection. Power is asymmetrical. Prepared act. Desperate plead. Chess, empire building, all metaphors. Do this now. Identify one skill, train it relentlessly for 30 days. Ignore the network. Watch leverage grow naturally. Mini cliffhanger. If you chase approval first, who will value you when it disappears? Sovereignty is practice, not state. Outlier chooses selective mentorship, calculated alliances, controlled influence. Former doubters return. Polite indifference shields. Wall of glass, visible but untouchable. Integration completes. Grief for dependence replaced by mastery. Shadow energies harnessed. Intuition guides without interference. World may question, let it. Foundation unshakable. Power silent, deliberate, irreversible. Path is lonely, often rejected, yet guarantees clarity, control, freedom. Throne built alone is immovable. Journey continues. Architect observes, acts, builds. Sovereignty is quiet. Sovereignty is presence. Sovereignty is a room you can never leave. It is yourself. Look in the mirror. Reflection no longer fragile. It is authority, presence, power. Strong CTA. Start today. Build yourself. Own the silence. No one will save you, but if you rise alone, you will rise unstoppable.